James Sold, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. With me, I've got trainer Peter Fury. We're here in Manchester, just with an absolute barnstorm of a card. Liam Smith, Liam Williams in particular, great fight. First, how are you, Peter, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, James. Always all right.
Good. Let's talk a little bit about Smith Williams. Great contest. A bit unfortunate in terms of the way it ended, because we was enjoying the fight from both fighters' point of view. But talk to me, how do you assess it?
Well, I assess it like this. I had Williams ahead of it. He seemed to be edging a few of the rounds. But when it come down to it, Smith got a bad cut early on, and he was coping with that cut very well. And then Smith started to step it up, and which he did. And he stepped it up and he started having a fight back, and he was getting really back in it. Then the other kid seemed to get a cut, and it seemed to like panic him a bit when he was cut. He couldn't like believe it. I don't know what was going on in there. But when he come back to the corner, Gary Lockett was also on about it, and the fight was stopped. But what I will say is, Smith had far worse a cut for round after round. You know, this is the fight game. You know, you learn from it, Williams, but you don't start complaining when you get a cut. Must make your eyes hanging out. You know, carry on. You know, that's what I see of it. So the better man won because he wanted it more. Simple. He bit on the gum shield and said, "Come on, let's have a fight." And he, that was it. As soon as the other one got cut, they wanted out of there, didn't they?
He is only 24, Williams, so we're expecting him
to
to
learn
come
the
back
experience.
and big things
He will learn from it. You know, it's probably the first time he's been cut, probably. And but like I said, that shouldn't alter anything. You know, get in there, no matter what, keep going.
Liam Smith showed a hell of a lot of heart to stay in there, as you mentioned. It was a bad cut, and it seemed to get in, as you noticed, worse and worse as the rounds were going on. When the doctor came in to have a look at it, I think Liam Smith was praying that the doctor was going to let him go ahead, which he then obviously inevitably did.
You know, don't get me wrong. You know, Gary Lockett is a fabulous trainer. He's a top guy. You know, so I couldn't really see that well outside of the ring. I don't know how bad it was. So, you know, that's all I can say on it. It might have been a lot worse than what I could see. But like I said, that's how it looked from where I was sitting outside.
Terry Flanigan seemed to be completely in control of the Peter Petrov fight without Petrov. Very brave, came forward, threw some shots, tried to get to Terry and work him down, but Terry seemed to have too much for him. How do you assess Terry Flanigan defending his double world title tonight?
Done exactly the right stuff. Terry Flanigan boxed perfect game plan, caught him on the way in. I thought he completely outboxed him. He was just too good for him all round. You know, and he didn't let Petrov work on the inside. You know, Flanigan paced it well as well. He wasn't having a war with him on the inside. He was just frustrating the life out of him. You know, and that's world-class boxing. You know, he done exactly the right stuff. He was ahead. You know, and he seemed to switch off a bit in round 11. But he had it well under control. I had him winning by a mile.
For you now, for Team Fury, everything is now looking forward to May the 6th in New Zealand. Hughie Fury, having spoken to him, he looks in fantastic shape and seems to have got a little bit taller over the last sort of few months. I don't know how much we can read into that. But yeah, he seems in good spirits, he seems very healthy, his skin seems very clear, and that's probably the best I've seen him look, to be honest. How is camp preparation and everything going for the Joseph Parker fight?
Camp's grueling, it's very hard. He's having hard sparring. So it's full on. So this is what happens, and this is what's required in world level boxing. He's got to come out there and put a performance on like he's never put on before. He's fighting a good opponent. So it's going to be interesting, but he's prepared and he's ready.
What do you say to those people that are writing Hughie Fury off and don't give him the chance and don't believe that he can go out to New Zealand and be victorious? What would you say to those doubters?
Well, first of all, they've never seen Hughie Fury tested, because he's played with everybody, he's boxed really, and in ill health. So we're just looking forward to getting this on, because when you're an exceptional talent and you can fight as well if you're pushed, then that's when we're going to see the real Hughie Fury come out. And believe me, Parker will push him. Parker's going to hit him, Hughie's going to have to hold his ground, he's going to have to fight back and meet fire with fire with his fight. But I have every confidence in him, and he will, because he's a fighting man, isn't he? And that's what he's going to be doing.
Well, can you confirm to me that everything's been all right with your travel stuff? You're going to be out there in Hughie's corner, because everyone in the boxing world seems to think Hughie would lose a big percentage if he wasn't in his corner, as well as being his trainer, his mentor, his dad. you're the sort of person, the key person that listens to and guides his career. So how important is it, and what is the situation with regards to yourself being there?
Well, thankfully I can say that the New Zealand government has granted me access, so I'm very grateful to the New Zealand government. I'm looking forward to seeing New Zealand. I've heard it's an exceptional place and can't wait to see it.
How are you going to do with a 26-hour flight? We're struggling. I googled the flight. It said to us, it said between 26 hours and a weekend for me to fly there. It's not actually giving me a direct time of hours. I'm struggling with it. I'm genuinely, 10 hours kills me. 26 hours, how will you cope with that?
Well, it's the other end of the world, isn't it, as far as we're concerned. You know, we've just got to get on with it. It's part of the job. But it doesn't matter where it is. It doesn't matter what it is. You know, we're happy with it. We're getting over there, and we're just looking forward to getting the fight on. It's been a hard camp, and a fight I'm looking forward to as well.
With the travel, the distance, the time to acclimatise out there, how long would you guys need in terms of being out there to get used to the surroundings, the situation, and get to grips with New Zealand in general?
I don't know, between the 20th, 25th of April, something like that. So 10 to 14 days will be plenty enough, because we're doing the camp here. So when we go over there, he's just going to rest. Just rest, take over, get all of his energy back that he's lost, and that's what we'll do. Will the champ Tyson Fury be out with him in his camp, in his team for this, and sort of supporting him along the way? Sure he will. You know, he'll be out to support him. You know, Tyson's an avid boxing fan himself, and
understatement.
Yeah, and he'll be there to support. But we've got Dave Higgins here, Parker's promoter here this evening.
I did see that, yeah.
There was a guest here, so you know, it's all good. We're looking forward to this fight.
I want to talk a little bit about Tyson Fury. I know it's not your job to answer for the man, it's not your job to quote things. I just want to ask you what you can sort of tell us. We've seen him sort of being around the boxing events a lot more, which even going out to support Isaac Lowe, which senses that he's feeling a little bit of love for the game and that appreciation.
Congratulations.
Yeah, no problem.
What, didn't he show fighting art?
I have to go, mate.
Wish him all the best.
Yeah, no, we'll do this and good luck in there. All the best. I'll speak to you soon anyway. Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's right, John. Sorry, Pete. Yeah, with him sort of being involved and going up with Isaac Lowe, we saw him about Terry Flanigan recently. Do you think he's getting that love back for the boxing, to be around the boxing scene and the boxing people?
Yeah, he'll make his own decisions when he's ready. I don't want, it's not for me to say one thing or the other. You know, Tyson's his own man.
I appreciate that.
He's going to do his own thing. So whatever he decides is, you know, we'll support him anyway. Whatever he does.
If he was to come back, do you think he'll have the same impact he had?
I think, yeah, why not? I think he will. You know, I think people miss him as well. So it'll be good to get him back doing what he does. So I think he's, look, he's 28 for Christ's sake. We're not talking about somebody that's been in the job a long time. You know, he didn't even have an hard fight with Klitschko, did he? You know, he just done what he wanted. So this is a young fella that's got the world at his feet, and he can come back and do good things. But look, the comeback trail won't be easy. You know, it's not foregone conclusion. It's a hard road back. You know, so but I think he can. 28, I don't see it being a problem.
Since that defeat to Tyson Fury, Klitschko hasn't been natural. He's now scheduled to fight Anthony Joshua. Big fight for Joshua. 17 fights to face someone like Klitschko. What chances do you give Joshua of bringing superiority on the division? Pete, grab that bag for me, please. Sorry, sir. Well done, Tom.
Congratulations.
Sorry about that, Pete.
Sweet. I'm in college.
There you are.
Boxing takes over. And you saved my bag.
I'm James Elder's bagman. Here's the bag, look. He just said in front of the camera, when the camera turned off, he went, "Hey, pick that bag up." I said, "All right."
I was more worried about that poor cameraman walking backwards, tripping over and wiping himself out and us getting the flying. I want to ask you, what chances do you give Joshua of beating Klitschko and getting superiority on the division?
I'd like to see Joshua win it. He's young, isn't he? You know, Klitschko's at his career. You know, he's at his day. You know, so it would be nice for Joshua to lift it. He's a young heavyweight, and he's got all of England at the back of him. So it would be nice for him to do it. But it just depends what Klitschko's going to turn up. If Klitschko means business, then you have to, for me as a boxing analyst, would have to fancy Klitschko. He's got far more experience. And I can tell you now, Klitschko will be the biggest man, you know, he's had in front of him. That can hit back.
In stature.
In stature, yeah. So it's, and Klitschko's very awkward. Very, very awkward. So I think Joshua's just got to plough forward and just try and catch him early.
If Tyson Fury hadn't have beat Klitschko, do you think Joshua would have been as willing to take this fight? The fact that he's been defeated, he hasn't got that air of supremacy, that undefeatable edge, so to speak. Do you think that makes this fight more viable for Anthony Joshua?
I think it's a no-lose situation. I think Joshua's had some easy touches along the way as well. And he's made very easy work of them, so you can't ask no more about that. But basically, he can come again. I think Joshua's got all to win, nothing to lose. So if I was his team, I'm sure, well, I know what his team will be doing. They'll be highly confident, because either way, even if they lose it, you know, so what? This is a fella who's had 15 fights, so he's really inexperienced. He's coming in, he's a powerful kid, but he's you know, what can you say? It's youth, hungriness and power against, you know, experience and also control power. Because Klitschko can punch as well.
Speaking of youth, experience, or youth and power, I want to talk about one heavyweight in particular, Daniel Dubois, who made his professional debut today. Being a heavyweight specialist that you are, and working with such a supreme group of heavyweights, how would you assess Daniel's performance today, and what do you make of him in general?
Well, Tony and Martin, you know, they came up and he's been sparring with Hughie in preparation for his fight, and he was exceptionally good. You know, for a kid that's 19, you know, just turning professional, he was calm, you know, he was powerful, you know, and he was letting them shots off in sparring, and if he'd have got them home, he'd have done damage. You know, this kid can bang, you know, so big future. I would say he's got a big future.
Tip him as a potential someone to look out for, could be world type material in your opinion? Too early to say, what do you think?
Absolutely, I would say definitely, you know, the physique on him, he reminds me a little bit of Joshua as well. You know, so
he does look similar in physique.
Yeah. So he's on the hunt as well. You know, he's anxious to get his shots off. So he's game. Comes from a fighting background as well. So I tip him for big things. Yeah.
Big things.
Yeah.
Right, listen, Peter Fury, I can't thank you enough. It's good to get you on the channel. Do give our regards to Hughie, Tyson, and the rest of the team. And yeah, hopefully one of us, if not two of us, and maybe even more of us, will be in New Zealand.
Real pleasure to have you there with us, supporting us, you know. So it's all good.
You've got to draw straws who's going to do the 36 hours, Pete. You're struggling. You're generally struggling. Kogan, if you're watching this, pack your bags, my man. Pack your bags.
Just come with me and Hughie.
Sounds great.
Innit? We'll have a good time on the plane.
Right, cheers, Peter.